Well, hello and good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl, Audrey Codner from GED Math Tutoring. Hopefully, you guys are doing well today. So, we're going to continue on this quest of helping people get their GED, their ASVAT, their Accuplacer, their TEAS test, the HESI test, any of those standardized tests that's out there. I don't care what anyone says, no matter what. I'm here to help and to break down so you can find your greatness and achieve your goals. So, if you are basically going to be taking any of those assessments, this is the platform for you. I know I usually come on a little bit later, but hey, I have tutoring, so I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of assistance before I start my tutoring journey for today. So all we're doing is we're basically taking one of maybe a released question from the GED. So we're focusing on that for today. And just all you have to do is just answer it and put the answer in the comments. So for the first one, we are simplifying the expression 6x to the fourth plus 7x plus 5x cubed minus 4x to the fourth minus 2x cubed plus 3x. So I want to know, is the answer A, 10x to the fourth plus 7x to the third plus 18x, B, 2x to the fourth plus 7x cubed plus 4x, C, 2x to the fourth plus 7x cubed plus 18x, or D, 10x to the fourth plus 3x cubed plus 12x. And all you have to do, yes, principal, look, you are the first. All right, good job. Now, what's my answer, principal? Whoa, I'm the first. All right, so we have a couple people here. We got a B. We got BB Track is saying A. Latia, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Steve is saying D. Agata, you might gonna have to help me with the pronunciation, saying B. Ramos the Wee Wolf saying B. Oh, you could try. Watch. Just hang out and we'll see. Okay? Max saying B. Give them a shout out. Of course, I will. Definitely not B or C because it changes to positive. All right. Not a problem. All right. So we're taking a look. Okay. Winging it. You're saying A. All right. All right, Misa. Let's see. Mary saying B. Well, let's take a gander. So first off, when we take a look, we have two polynomials. Now, we're going to do subtraction. So if you want, you could rewrite this with your keep, flip, change, or some people say keep, change, change. All you're doing is a matching game. So anything that is x to the fourth, you're going to combine them. So 6x to the fourth minus 4x to the fourth. We're going to keep the x to the fourths, but we're going to subtract the 6 and the 4. So that gives me 2x to the fourth. So since I have that 2x to the fourth right off the dome, that means A is gone and D is gone. Because for their x to the fourths, they have a 10. And we're not adding, we're subtracting. So now we're done with those two. Now we're looking at our x cubes because we do it in descending order. So we have 5x to the third minus a negative 2x to the third. When you minus a negative, that turns to a positive. So it's really going to be 5 plus 2. And 5 plus 2, that gives me 7x to the third. Well, if we take a look, we already have 7x to the third, so that doesn't help us out. But what is going to help us out is the x's. One is a 4x, the other one's an 18x. So we have our 7x minus 3x. So it's 7 minus 3, that gives me 4. So my answer is B. All right. See, principal? Look at you. You're like, I can't do this for nothing. Look at you. See, Miracles always happening. All right. All right, so much easier, okay? So now, let's try the next one. You're like, oh, we're pressing our luck. That's okay. It's all right. I'm here. The reason why I do this platform is to help those that haven't even seen math in forever. It's not really designed for those that are like, oh yeah, math is my thing and this is so easy. Hurry up and pick up the pace. That's not what I'm here for. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you stopping by. But this is really for people that are just like, I've always struggled with math. I want someone to break it down. That's what I do. Okay? All right. So here we are with 15. The perimeter of the trapezoid below is 50. What is its area? Is it A, 12, B, 60, C, 120, or D, 150? Okay. Just give me a moment to kind of think. Let's see. Haven't seen this since the 90s. I get you. Okay, so you want help with the type of questions it's going to be? Here you go. You're in the right spot. Okay, if you are, especially if you guys are coming in, if you are planning on taking the GED, the ASVAT, the AccuPlacer, the TEAS test, the HESI test, and mostly the algebra, maybe AccuPlacer, this is the live for you. Okay, I focus on those things. If you're currently taking Algebra 1, great. You can always come in and chime in. But in just really trying to break those concepts down so you can feel comfortable and do well on those assessments. Okay? All right. So we got a lot of follows. Thank you so much. People are studying for their GED. This is the spot for you. I got some D's. I got 150. Okay. So we're getting all this. We're getting all this. All right. So, first thing is first. So we're looking at 10, we have 15, we have the slant height of 13. So if we're finding the perimeter, they're saying the perimeter is 50. So if we add all those three up, so we have 15 and 10, that's 25. And 25 and 3, that gives me my 38. So if I take my 50 minus my 38, that's going to tell me what my remaining side is, okay? Because that is a key side that you're going to need to help with the area. So that gives us 12. Well, thanks for checking in, Marie. All right. So now we need to find the area. So finding the area, remember it is your two bases, the sum of your bases, divided by 2 times your height. Okay? So if we're taking a look at it, our two bases, that's your 10 and your 15. So we already said both of those are going to give me 25. Oops. Okay, times our height, which is 12. Okay, that's why we needed this side, because that's going to be the height of my trapezoid. So now we could divide 25 by 2. You're going to get a decimal. It's going to be fun. But here's one way you can simplify it, because guess what? On the GED and the ASVAT and the AccuPlacer, you cannot use a calculator. So let me show you a couple of shortcuts. So since we have this 12 and we have this 2, we can divide these two. So 12 divided by 2, that gives me 6. So now I can multiply the 25 and the 6. Every time I see 25, I think about 25 cents. So I know that 4 quarters will give me $1. But I'm looking at 6. So that means I'm like 2 quarters short, right? And 2 quarters is 50 cents. So I have $1.50, which gives me my answer of D, because 25 times 6 gives me 150. Okay. Hey, Big Al, how are you? All right. So that's what we're basically doing. We're using the perimeter to help find that missing side instead of us doing Pythagorean's theorem to find the height. Yeah. But since they gave us that, that's why we took the 10, the 13, and the 5. That's where the 38 came from. Subtracted by the 50, that's how we got our 12. Then we needed to find the area of a trapezoid. The area of a trapezoid is the sum of the bases divided by 2 times the height. So that's where we got our 15 and 10 gives us 25 divided by 2 times our height, which is 12. So I know half of 12 is 6, and then 25 times 6 gave us our 150. All right. I do not do calculus. And these worksheets, I just found them online. All you have to do is just type in GED Math. You'll be so shocked and surprised to see what you can get. All right. Thank you so much for the loves and the taps. I greatly appreciate it. All right. So, hey, Angel, how are you? On the AccuPlacer? Yes, I can. And yes, I do. And you can use some of these same exact questions. They're on the AccuPlacer as well. All right. So I tried to get something with some mixtures. So for 16, we have resale. Wants to order business cards. A printing company determines the cost, which is C, to the customer using the following function, where B equals the number of boxes of cards and N the number of ink colors. So we have our lovely, let me see if I can highlight it for you. Anytime they give you an equation, it's like gold. Okay? So now all they're asking is if Risa orders 4 boxes of cards printed in 3 colors, how much would the cards cost? Will it be A, $214.40, B, $168, C, $144.40, or D, $102.40? Okay. Magnus, you think it's B? Oh, thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. Okay. Look at you, Principal. See? Principal, I know you're just a hidden math person. I see what you doing. I don't know where to start, girl. I don't know where this is over here. Talking about your math scholar or some kind of foolishness. All right. So we have to plug in. Yes, we can definitely do the plugging of in. I'm just going to use my paper for a sec down here. I think you guys can see. So since we have our $25.60, okay, times our B, and remember, our B is going to be the number of boxes. How many boxes? 4. Plus my $14. And again, we have that B of 4. But this is going to be times the number of boxes and how many are the number of colors. Remember, N is the number of colors, and it's 3 minus 1. Let me unzoom a lot. Okay. Okay. Oh, Fifi, good job. So proud of you. Thanks for the follow, everyone. Good. Give Fifi a little bit of love, y'all. Anytime someone feels a little bit of success in their life, I want you to share it. This is awesome. Is this algebra? It's called mathematical reasoning. So it has a little bit of algebra, a little bit of geometry, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, just like a nice bowl of, gumbo. Just deliciousness all together. Move the paper down a little? Sure. I just don't want everything to kind of get into the mix. All right. There you go. Thank you, T. Appreciate that. No problem. Okay. Winking Pug is saying answers A. Let's see. I love the follows. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Awesome. Oh, Beyonce's back. Hey, B. How you doing, Queen? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with A. Okay. You're on your last. You're on your last what? Your last nerve? What's going on? All right. Tiffany saying it's A. Daisy saying it's A. Like, what's the process? What's happening? No problem, Ben. I'm always here. Try to be here as best I can. All right, so I got a couple people saying A. Yellow boy, what's your answer? Don't just tell me to solve, and please check that tone, because this is not what we're doing. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Okay, Lisa saying A, Jessica saying A. Okay, got you too. I was like, what's happening? Okay, you just saying A as well? Okay. All right. So let's see what we got. Charlie, yes. That's a nice day. Okay, well, good. Good job. All right, you're fine. Awesome. Okay, so we got a little A's and we got a little B's. So let's take a closer look at it. So right now we're going to have $25.60 times 4, because remember, PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We got this with the 3 minus 1. So I'm going to raise this up a little bit so everybody can see it. So when we have the 3 minus 1, that's going to give us our 2. So now we have our $14 times our 4. Okay. Then I also am going to take care of my $25.60 times 4. So that gives me 102.40. So next, I can deal with the multiplication of my 3. So I know 4 times 2 will give me 8. So that means I got 14 times 8. And with my 14 times 8, that gives me 2. Carry over, that's 11, so that's 112. So with my 112 plus, bring on down that 102 and 40 cents. Once I see that 40 cents, I know it's definitely not going to be B. Okay, because B didn't have the 40 cents, but the 40 cents kept repeating. I know it's not going to be 102 because I have to add my 112 to that, so it's not D. So it's either going to be A or C. Well, can I get 144 out of this? No. But I can get 214 out of it. So my answer for this is going to be A. All right. Okay, so remember with the PEMDAS, I know there's some other people that does BO, and I forgot what the initials are. Mostly like for Canada, and Europeans do it as well. Very similar to that. Slim Rose, I'm not sure, but just take a moment and take a breath. How are you so stressed on a Sunday morning? Okay. You just have good intuitions. Good. Nice. All right. So let's take another gander at number 17. All right. All right, so 17, the graph of the equation, y equals mx plus b. Do you remember that? If not, we're going to talk about it. All right, so the graph of the equation, y equals negative 3/4 x plus 1, is the line that passes through points C and D. Boom and boom. Okay, which of the following points also lie on the graph of the equation? So let me raise this up. Okay, maybe zoom in. Some people might like to find it just from the graph. So either you can look at point A, which is 3, 1, point B, 8, -5. Is it C at 5, 3, or is it D at 10, 6? So which of the following points also lie on that graph, on that equation? Is it A, B, C, or D? All right, so Lisa's got my 1. John is saying B. Hello, John. It's been a minute. Makes sense. Or is equal. There you go, Melinda. Can't see the whole question. I know. Because really? Ooh. I don't know why it's so blurry all of a sudden. That was weird. Okay, you guys might want to zoom on your end. I'm trying not to get the answers in the comments, but there's only so much I can do, right? Line up with the line. You sure? Okay. There's a lot of people that just wasn't loved as a child. Start that. Immediate gratification just not work for me. So I think you guys need to grow a little up. All right. So we can do this one step at a time. So just by looking at it, we have obviously that negative slope. So if I try, and let's just say, we don't know what we're counting by. We don't know if we're counting by 1s, by 2s, by 5s. But my assumption is that they're counting by 1s. You know how I know? If I look at our equation, my y-intercept is where you start on the y-axis. So it starts here at 1. Then the slope is telling me where to go to draw the next point. So I would go down 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's my slope. So now we're trying to figure out which of these 4 points will work. Well, if we're counting by 3, if I go over 1, 2, 3 up 1, because that's 3, 1, that's nowhere near the graph. So A is gone. So if I take a look, if I start at the origin and I go over 8, which is completely off the graph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, roughly around here. And then I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8, -5 is roughly around this area. That looks pretty promising. So since it looks pretty promising, let me be sure. Not I'll be sure, regular sure. So 8 is my x value. So if I come here, I have my -5 as my y value. And my 8 is my x value. I want to see if this side, the right-hand side of the equation, is going to equal my -5. So again, we have 8 as a whole number, 4 as the denominator. They can be divided. 8 divided by 4, that simply gives me 2. The 4 is gone. The 8 is now 2. So now we have -3 times 2. That gives me -6. Now, -6 plus 1, that gives me -5. So does -5 equal -5? Yes, it does. That's a true statement. That means that point 8, -5 is a point on that line. So my answer is, boom, going to be 5. It's never going to be in between any points. So you can just do a temporary to see where it'll find, because 5, 3, that's going to be in the first quadrant. Not going to work. 10, 6, That's also going to be in the first quadrant, all the way the heck up here. That's not going to work. Okay, so the only one that works that would be in this fourth quadrant will be 8, -5. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's take a gander. All right. Last 3 for me for today because I have to go and tutor. All right. So, which of the following equations correctly describes the line on the graph? Again, we are looking at an equation line. Now, for people that are taking the GED, the last problem that we just did and this problem that we're about to do, these are 4-point questions. Anything that deals with slope, equation of the line, system of equations, linear inequalities with the shading, volume, factoring, they are all 4-point questions. Do not skip those. If you skip those, you are not algebraically, once we add up all your scores, it is not going to give you a passing grade. You cannot skip those. At least try to get 3 of them solidly done. Okay, there's my helpful hint. Keeping it moving. All right. So let me see if I can raise it up a little bit. So our choice is y equals -1/2 x minus 6, b, y equals 2x plus 3, c, y equals 1/2 x minus 6, and d, y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. Which ones can we eliminate? To get out of high school? Yeah, it's a high school equivalency. That's what a GED is. I think there's a lot of other names for it in other states. Okay. Hey, Cotton Candy, how are you? Thank you. All right, so the loud people saying A and C, my others saying A and C. Okay, we saying we can eliminate B. All right, good. First, we can eliminate A because it's giving me a negative slope. If I notice from left to right, my graph is increasing. So right away, A is done. So now we're looking at B, C, and D. So now I notice that C and D have the same slope. B has basically the flip of them. But what I need to look at is the y-intercepts. So the y-intercepts, these two are at 3. This one's at a -6. What I mean by y-intercept, that's where you start when you're about to graph. All right, love thyself, thank you so much. So I notice my y-intercept is here at a +3. So boom, C is done because it had a y-intercept of -6. So now I'm going to go from this y-intercept to another point on the graph, which is roughly here. So I have a slope of 2, which is normally 2/1, because slope is always a fraction, versus a slope of 1/2. So for me to get from this point to this point, I have to go up 1 and over 1, 2. So if I go up 1 and over 1, 2, I get another point on the graph. Up 1 over 1, 2. There's another point on the graph. So that means my slope is going to be 1/2. Because if I try to go up 2 and over 1, I'm nowhere near the graph. So my answer is going to be D. Okay? Just by you knowing what the y-intercept is and how to move with your slope, boom, that's a 4-point question. That's it. Your daughter says D, awesome. Your daughter's a genius. Love it. Feel smart? Good. All right. So here's my other thing. Number 19. What is the 6th term in the sequence below? It goes 1, 3, 7, 15, 31, blank, 127. Is that blank? Is that 62, which is A? 63, which is B, 68, which is C, or 77, which is D? Okay. Give me my solves. I got my B's. My B's. Little mom says 63, B. Blooming is saying C. I have Stephen, big L. We have BB. We have Jose. We have Della, B. All these B's. Awesome. Okay. So here we go. All right. Let's figure out the pattern. So for me to go from 1 to 3, I know it was an increase of 2. But to go from 3 to 7, that looks like an increase of 4. So if I would say, oh, from 7 to 15, that would be an increase of 6. But it's not. So that means it's got to be some other pattern. So if we multiply by 1, if we multiply by 2, so 2 times 1 gives me 2, plus 1 will give me 3. Let me see if that works. Multiply the 3 by 2, which gives me 6, plus 1 gives me 7. Oh, hold on. 7 times 2 gives me 14, plus 1 gives me 15. 15 times 2 gives me 30, plus 1 gives me 31. 31 times 2, that gives me 62, plus 1 will give me 63. Okay, so that is the pattern. Thank you, brah. Okay, you multiply by 2 and then you add 1. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for the love. All right, now our last one for today. You're like, what? We just got started. I know. This is what's gotta have to happen. I love you all, but I really have to, get paid for my tutoring. All right. So we have, I'm not sure if you can see all of it. Hopefully you can. So evening tickets to a play were $24.50 each. Tickets for the afternoon show are $19 each. Janice wants to buy 6 tickets. Arrange the items, all these, okay, from the options below to construct the expression Janice would use to determine how much less she would spend if she chose an afternoon show instead of an evening show. Here's the thing, you do not need to use all of the items offered as options. So, key parts, let's underline. So the afternoon play, that's evening. Afternoon is $17 each. She wants to buy what? 6 tickets. But this is what they're asking. How much less will she spend? So if I see how much less, I should be thinking what? All right? I should be thinking what? Am I adding or am I subtracting? Okay, Emmy's got something. All right, we got subtraction. We're subtracting. Yes. Mingo subtracting. My Holy One subtracting. Yes. My crucifix. Nice. Yes. Good. Yes. That's what we're doing. Jay. Yes. Love thyself. Yes. It's just yes. Here we go. So she wants to buy 6 of those tickets. So what we could do, and I think some of you guys got it, I'm going to put the 6 here, since they're giving me parentheses. But what are we subtracting? Yes, Jose, good. We're taking the price of the evening tickets because we want to see how much less would it be if she chose the afternoon show as opposed to the evening show. So we're going to start with the evening show, which is our $24.50, and we're going to subtract it from the $19 that we have. So that will be your expression. So these are the ones, because usually when you're doing the GED, it's a computerized test. So obviously you're going to click and drag to put them all in there. And that's basically your understanding. That's it. All right. Okay, everyone. That was it. See? Now for those, I don't know if Principal is still here, but for those that came on, you're like, oh my gosh. And some people are like, why are you doing math on Sunday? Dude, I got 4 clients today. Everyone's doing math on Sunday, okay? But give me some time, if anything, because this is what I generally do. If you want to get any of the replays, this is where you go. You go here, you type in there. If you can do a little subscription or do all 5 of those, that'll be great. You will actually see a playlist that says TikTok Lives, and you will see all my TikTok Lives from February the 2nd. Yeah, I can't believe I'm almost been doing this for a year. All right, so give me some time to upload this live, but all the lives from February the 2nd to like yesterday is on there. So there's some individual stuff. If you need help with factoring, it's on there. If you need assistance with adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing fractions, it's on there. Just things to get you ready for the GED. There's a section that I went over a couple 4-point questions for the GED and the ASVAT. If you like all of this and you want me as a tutor, I charge for just my TikTok people $77. I normally charge $92 per session. So if you need some assistance with college algebra, because I know the end of the quarter is coming quickly for you guys, just go ahead and just message me. If you need help with Algebra 1, Algebra 2, geometry, because we're starting to get a little bit more into proofing, just let me know. Oh, you passed the English 1? Yes. Are you done, Lisa? Are you like almost done? Hey, Angela. Yes, not a problem, Big Al. Always a pleasure. Needs help with the ASVAT? Pass my information on if you know anybody. Because now that the government's back open, so they are basically rescheduling a lot of people that they wanted earlier on up. So this is the best time to catch me. And especially Thanksgiving, I'm just going to be cleaning my house. Okay. Usually when I get on, I am all over the place right now. Only social studies left. Good. Awesome. I can't wait for you to get this. Okay. You're passing math? Is that what you're saying? Good. All right. Awesome. So I wish I could say I have a schedule. It's just like I come on in between my sessions. Like I'm about to start a session in like 2 minutes. So I just try to come on whenever I can. It was in the afternoons, but then now my afternoons are starting to fill up. So it might change because of the holiday. Because I'll be basically unemployed for like a week. Yay! Unless you guys need tutoring, I'll be available. Is where they need to be. Sure, I can do that. It depends on what age, because I do 7th all the way to adults. Need help with Algebra 1 a bit. Yeah, winter, let me know, okay? So if you guys need any assistance, all you have to do is do one of 2 things. Don't just message me on here, because these don't stay long. You can either just send me a DM, a direct message, or you can go to where it says Service Plus. Click on that and you can send me an email and it goes right directly to me. But if you want to send me a request, like a friend request, and don't just say hi, tell me what is the concept that you need assistance with. Because if you just say hi, I'm just going to delete it. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay? Too many scammers. All right, definitely contact me. I know. I wish I had this when I was in school too. All right. About the Acuplacer? Sure. I can definitely do tutoring with the Acuplacer. Hello, Rob. All right. So I have to get going. I have to go with my tutoring, but definitely send me a message if you're serious about you need some help, some assistance, some guidance. If it's not me, at least I can help you with some other people that does tutoring as well. So if you have anybody that's younger than 7th grade that needs assistance, just let me know and I'll point you into the right direction. All right, everyone, have an amazing day, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye now.